Hey guys, Ross here from Fit for Life Physical Therapy. Today I wanted to go over some simple adjustments that we can make to our rotator cuff exercises. The rotator cuff are the muscles that start in the shoulder blade and they attach onto your shoulder. So most of the time when people say, I have a rotator cuff problem, they usually point to the top of their shoulder, or people just assume that it's the little bit that gets repaired here if someone has a rotator cuff tear in their tendon. Now, more often than not, especially for athletes or anyone that has any type of occupation where they have to do a lot of lifting or use the big powerful muscles in the front, it can cause us to have a little bit more rounding, causes our chest muscles to overwork, rounds our shoulders, and then it causes inefficiencies with our rotator cuff, whether that's weakness or just a straight dysfunction. So more often than not, you're gonna find people doing the simple external rotation exercises pretty much every PT office gives everyone, or if you look on WebMD, Dr. Google, whatever it may be, people just sit there and they'll rotate their life away. Those are okay exercises. The only problem is it really is just an isometric bicep exercise. Your bicep gets a great workout from holding your elbow in that position. So, you know, there's a time and a place for this, but we want to kind of bump things up a bit. We want to make people more functional. So if you want to use that rotation, I would rather see more of a functional position with the arms at a 90-degree angle from your body, elbow at 90, and rotate up. You know, especially for our overhead athletes, you know, if someone's throwing, they have to get locked into that, what's called the cocking position, you know, whether that's volleyball or baseball or anything overhead. So we just want to try to make it pretty functional. Now, for non-overhead athletes or just someone who's looking to strengthen their rotator cuff or at least offset some of the pull from the bigger muscles in the front, we don't even need to get that specific. We have to remember the goal of the rotator cuff is to keep the head of the arm bone centered at all times. So as we go through motion, really what we want to see is the rotator cuff will then turn on, pull the head of the arm bone back to the center of the joint to create quality motion. So especially as the arm gets overhead, it almost creates a screw lock mechanism. So as the arm goes up, the rotator cuff grabs on and swivels the arm into the actual socket, the glenoid, to create stability. So what I like to show patients is we actually want to put them into a position to create optimal pull from the rotator cuff. So just setting up a band, you want it slightly above shoulder height. You can come as high as you want, but we want to put ourselves into a position of success, so good posture. We want the muscles to all work the way that they should. So step one is going to be the chin tuck, which we've learned about quite often. So the chin wants to come back, and ideally we want to see the ear is over the shoulder. Step two is going to be bring the shoulder blades back, so pull. So this motion here is all shoulder blades, so it seems like I'm pushing my chest out. Now what we don't want to see is this. We're not arching, I'm just pulling back. So chin tuck, shoulder blade squeeze, and then from here, my arm's gonna come down and out like I'm doing a low backhand. So chin tuck, shoulder blade squeeze, down and away. So I'm getting external rotation of the shoulder, so it's this. So as I'm pulling down and away against that resistance, the external rotators are swiveling my arms into the position of greatest stability. And then I can hold that position for time, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds. I can add on repetition, so 5 reps, 10 reps, 20 reps, whatever it may be. I can then pick up the speed. So we'd want to start working in a more static position, and then we'd want to start progressing to more dynamic. We can even add some other cues. So chin tuck, shoulder blade squeeze, tighten your abs. So again, I want to try to bring my sternum and my belly button a little bit closer together and then squeeze my butt. So now I'm locking, 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 locking. So all points of stability, and then pull down and away. And a lot of that becomes more of a motor control problem, or think of it as sequencing. You know, that's really the sequence that our body should be taking, but we're lazy creatures and we always find the path of least resistance. So we want to start to teach ourselves step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, then pull. And that's going to give you the greatest amount of stabilization. And then I'll usually pair that up with weight-bearing exercises such as a bird dog, which we'll show in a video coming up soon. So if you have any questions, just let me know, but give this a shot. I think you'll find that it's a lot harder than it looks, and you'll find that you'll have greater shoulder health for it. Thanks for watching.